Okay, now is it working?
Now
All right. Champion. So,
talk to you, my friend.
how are you, bro?
Very good, very good.
I would like to thank everyone for following at this moment. We have few followers. Let's hope it grows up as a number. So we will have a nice session, maybe in 20 minutes or so. We will have some questions and answers from you. And what time is it there in Brazil now?
It's 10:30 in the morning.
Okay, not too early, so you don't hate me that much.
No.
I was worried about the time zone, you know. So
Yeah, it's a good time here. It's a bad day for surfing, so perfect day for an interview.
nice. So I was looking at some informations. You know, it's normal when you have an interview, you want to know mostly everything, but there are many things that are only just surf related, and everybody talks about you. But for example, would you like to start introducing yourself, like your personal story, some little bit of your biography?
Sure. My name is Fellipe Lima. My nickname is Kizu, and I was born in Belo Horizonte. It's a city far from the sea. It's inland in Brazil, and I started surfing when I was 12 years old because I was doing all kinds of sports, mountain sports mostly, where I was born. I was a kart driver. I was a motorcycle driver, and I started skateboarding when I was 7. And when I met surfing, it changed my life. I wasn't on a wheelchair yet, and I just start surfing, and it's all I want to do. Where I live, yeah, where I live, I just go downhill with skate and start competing and all this stuff. But my first chance to get out of my city and live in a surf spot was when I was 14. I moved myself to Australia, and I lived there for a while surfing.
And did you ever meet with Darren Bason?
Yes, I met him on the second time I went to live in Australia. Was after my accident. Because after this first time, I stayed there for a year and a half, and then I come back to Brazil. I did my studies, and when I was 18, I hurt myself. I fell down from a roof, and I broke my back in 3 different places. And then I became a paraplegic. So I spent like the first 2 years as a paraplegic, just learning how to do everything again, like swimming and even the basics of life, like get out of the bed.
Of course, things we give for granted.
Yeah, was everything like new, and I didn't know if I would be able to do the sports I love again. And but on this 2 first years was very hard, and I did everything I could. Like I was doing downhill with small land carts. I was swimming, diving, doing everything I could. But the first time I went back to surfing was in Rio de Janeiro, because I moved to there, and I started surfing again, doing prone surfing. But didn't feel good on this position, in prone position. So I start looking at how I could surf in a seated position that I felt good seated after my injury. And I just bought a whitewater kayak. I start doing a small whitewater. Then I took that kayak to the sea, and I was diving and doing all this stuff with the kayak. But then the day I was coming back from a dive, and a wave came, I dropped that wave with that whitewater kayak. It was like crazy. I was spinning all around and doing 360s without warning, but it was super fun, and I saw that I could surf seated.
And you saw the potential.
Yeah, I saw the potential, and I started searching on the internet about kayak surf, and then I saw kayak surf and wave ski. But as I start to look at wave ski, for me, all the wave skiers was saying that all the wave skiers that I talked with was saying that was impossible for me as a paraplegic to surf on a wave ski, because the balance is really hard and all this stuff. And it's real. It's very hard. Wave ski is not an easy sport.
No.
You know that.
We have our friend Paul here, who's making like a vlog about his process of learning. So he started like 2-3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and his project Start Wave Ski Surfing is actually very followed. I mean, at least in our little world, in our wave ski family world. So it's this process, I think it's as hard for a person with same problems like you that for a regular person. You know, I think we have to overcome problems by challenging ourselves. So, for example, what is the inspiration I get from you? Because I really admire what you do, you know, and everybody does. What is the main message through your actions is that actually there is no limit, or at least in this kind of discipline, we can have a very, very small difference between, let's say, normal, okay, and adaptive surfers. We like defeated the barrier, and we can talk about a really inclusive sport, in my opinion. Obviously, depending on the kind of lesion you have, or you know, the kind of, for example, an hemiplegic would have different problems, or you know, but in this case, for some particular people, actually the sport offers the same difficulties and the same results in some cases.
Yeah, in my opinion, there's a lot of different ways to learn to wave ski, and for me the easiest way I found was before getting a kayak surf. Wasn't easy. I said the wrong thing. Wasn't easy, but was the way I learned it. I used first the kayak surf for a while, for like 3 years, and because the balance is easier, but all the bad part of the kayak surf, like the water coming into the cockpit and all this stuff, was very hard to learn and to deal with. Because
okay, let me see if I can find some images.
Sure. Yeah. But then when I met Darren Bason in Australia at that time, because I was using a Brazilian kayak surf that wasn't good, was very heavy and not very good shape. And then I went to Australia and I bought a kayak.
Here we go.
Random kayaks.
Yes.
Yeah, this purple one. And I compete there. He was doing like a world championship.
Was it 2010, correct?
Sorry?
Was it 2010? 2010?
Yes, 2010,
Look at
9 and 10. And I learned a lot there with that kayak. I surfed very good waves out there. And when I came back to Brazil, I started to go on the kayak surf contest here in Brazil. And that is held together with the WAVESKI division. And as I was there competing with those guys, I learned a lot and had the chance to surf on a WAVESKI. And I saw that it was possible if I strap my knees, because my legs go everywhere. So
Yeah.
if I don't strap my knees, I kick myself, you know.
Yeah, you keep your legs completely straight, I see.
Yeah, because if I don't strap it straight, I kick myself with my own legs, and I already broke my nose a few times and all this stuff. So I shaped a WAVESKI for me with the plugs on the knees. So when I did that, I got all the balance and start surfing and felt a lot better than on the kayak surf. And I spent a few years competing on the kayak surf and the WAVESKI. But then one day I just stopped it on the kayak surf and keep doing the WAVESKI.
Okay, now I want to show you this video. I guess you uploaded it, and it's very interesting because you found your own way of rolling, which actually works very well, because keeping your legs straight, you can actually do the C roll. So check this out. Wow.
This was the wave hollow trees in Mentawais. Most known as Lance's Right. Yeah, by the time I didn't know that this kind of roll calls palato roll.
Sorry?
But by that time, I didn't know that this roll technique calls palato roll.
Yeah, some people call it Italian roll because of the way you handle the paddle. It has a few names, but I think you mixed up a couple of techniques together, and actually it works very well for you.
Yeah, that's the way it works for me. So
that's it. You see, a longer leverage.
You can see I used to use a bad pedal.
Yeah, that's a good
pedal.
You see, and actually, do you have a good control of hips and abdominals, right?
Yeah,
so you have strength over there.
I didn't had it before. On the beginning of my injury, my trunk balance was really bad, but the kayak surf and the WAVESKI helped me to get it back.
This is
very different, my balance, but I found my own balance seated.
Here we go. See. And do you train about holding your breath? Do you make any respiration training?
Yeah, since I was young, I do a lot of apnea and free dive. So when I started surfing was like very easy for me, because I had the free dive technique. I keep practicing a lot, diving. So I don't practice much in the pool. I just practice diving, and it helps a lot on the surfing,
especially as a mental training, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Surfing big waves require a specific preparation, I think.
Sure.
Look, I'm a crap surfer, you know. I'm a crap surfer. Personally, I don't think I'm a good surfer, but you know, I think I can represent the average ones, and so hope my questions can help to pick some elements and informations that can be useful for everyone, especially for adaptive riders and athletes in general, because there is like a misconception that you are exceptional, or you know, just a second, I don't remember where is it. Uh, Stop
Yeah, no,
sharing. Okay, now there is this misconception that okay, you have an injury, you have a problem, and then so your life is limited. Okay, this is what I'm fighting against personally. So in my aim and in the mission I have into supporting adaptive surfing is exactly this, to end this kind of stigma. And sometimes it's not coming from outside, but it's coming from inside. People limit themselves automatically, like a prejudice. So this is a question I wanted to make in the beginning, but maybe this is the best moment to go for it. All of us have like a big reason why we go for the efforts, might be the sport, the passion, whatever. But I think even deeply, there is a personal why, and the quest for it is like it takes a whole lifetime. So have you been in search of your why, or it came to you, or you were like making it consciously, or maybe you just realized it? Which one is your why, your real why?
yeah, the way I think is that everybody have their problems and their difficulties, uh, and it's always different. Everyone got their own problems. My problem is a physical problem. I can't say it's easy. It's not easy. It's a hard problem, but the way we see things, it's the most important for us. Because the way I look at sports is it's a thing that came from my childhood. I know that for to learn a sport, doesn't matter which sport is or whatever you want to do in life, you have to do it daily and do it a lot and have hard times on it and do it wrong to learn. And it's a thing that takes a long time and a lot of effort. So the wave ski was for me was exactly that. It was very hard. A lot of people look at what I do and think that I'm exceptional. I do it like I learned it fast, or but it's not true. I had a lot of hard times to learn it, and but what pushed me on the beginning was to recover my gain, my to be able to do whatever I want in the sports was my first uh, the first thing I was trying to was to gain my freedom again, my fun again. But with the time, as I learn and I receive a lot of messages and people talk to me, people want to do what I do and want to learn that. And one of my missions today is that, as you said, it's one of your missions too, is to show people that they can do whatever they want. It's not gonna be easy. I don't want to hide that. Everybody needs
I
to
see
know.
resistance, you know. Sometimes I meet resistance within the person itself. For example, I live in Lanzarote, and I met a guy here who decided to come from. He is a Paralympic champion in cycling, in hand biking, and well, we were talking, and I said, "Hey, have you ever tried surfing?" And he looked at me like, "Are you joking at me? Don't you see my condition?" And I said, "Hey, don't take it wrong. Don't take it wrong. Let me show you something." And I showed him one of your videos. He didn't realize he had the chance to surf, or he can even try. you know.
Yeah.
So the idea is to offer example, but of course, if you don't have the spark inside, you need somebody to help. So I guess your process maybe was autonomous, but sometimes you needed some help from outside, or, you know, have a context.
Yeah, my process was all autonomous, not by option, but was at the time I couldn't find nobody else that do that. I found a few guys doing prone surfing, but wave ski surfing, I couldn't find no one on the internet and everywhere I look. And so I had to do it by myself and evolve my own techniques and equipment. Was hard, but and I like that kind of things. Like now I'm learning to do wing foil.
I see.
And
Yeah,
I
I
don't have
saw a video.
another example. I don't know if there's someone else in the world doing that. I couldn't find. So I'm having to evolve all the techniques and everything, the equipments. But if I already did it, now I can help people that wanted to do that, because it's a it's a very difficult sport. You guys know, and
Of course, you
surfing
have
is
to
not a
balance. You have to balance your weight in the front and in the back. It's complicated to direct the board
yeah,
once it
and
lifts.
all that in the middle of the nature. So in the waves, the strongest thing in the world is the water, the ocean. So it's not easy, uh, particularly for a person with a disability, physical disability. It's very hard, but we can do it. Everybody can do it, and I'm trying to show that to people today. And there's a lot of guys in the world showing that, and yeah, the sport is evolving fast. It's a very different sport from like cycling or wheelchair basketball, like those things. If you do a mistake, there's no problem. You just miss a point or whatever. But in surfing, if you do a mistake, you you're
You can
gonna
pay it. You
have to
can pay
pay.
it a lot. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I agree. I had few wipeouts, of course, like everyone.
Yeah.
So let me then divert to other. There are some keywords I like to put into the conversation. I'd like to put into the conversation, like, for example, your relationship with fear, with stress, and how you manage to stay, these kind of terms like staying in the zone. So for example, you can have a first experience of being in that particular state of grace where everything comes out easy because you're very trained and focused at the same time. But it's different when you're having this kind of experience lasting for many years, and so it has like its own inertia and keeps giving you like I don't know. It makes some athletes special. I'm thinking about Michael Jordan. I'm thinking about people who showed that this is possible for a very long term of time. It requires hard job, but it's a very special state of mind. And so, how
Yeah.
do you get into your zone, and how do you relate with the opposite energies like stress and fear? How do you manage that?
Yeah, I think I'm very good at it, at managing stress and being in that zone. In my opinion, this is just a mindset that is not easy to learn. I have this mindset because I've been doing like action sports since I was 4 years old. So I bring that mindset from another sports, and I just keep practicing that mindset. And for me, it's really easy to get into it. Like I have all the daily stress and all the daily life problems that I have to deal during the when I'm inland. But when I sit on the sand and look at the waves and start putting my equipment, my mind just focus. Uh, my vision is just like the horse
Yeah,
view. You know, it's like a tunnel view.
Yeah.
So the time that I prepare myself, I already do that, not consciously, but my mind just already goes into that moment, and I just keep that into all my surf sessions. And after that, I takes a few hours to get out of that mindset. For me, it's easy to get in, but to get out is hard.
I understand. I mean, I have the opposite problem. Then I'm able to focus this way, especially when I stretch or I just okay, I get into it. But then it can happen that maybe a wipeout or a wrong wave or a distraction or a local that doesn't want me in the spot or whatever. This can easily take me out of this state of mind. So
Yeah,
my problem is the opposite: is to keep it in, and then I don't know about what would happen if I cannot get out of it, of course.
yeah,
But
it's hard to keep.
I didn't think about it. Can be a problem to never get out of it, of course.
Yeah, yeah, but it's a very good mindset, and sometimes we can use it in different kinds of things in our lives, not just in surfing or in sports. We can use it like driving or when we need to concentrate very hard. It's in these situations it's harder to get into that mindset, but we can do it. It's like meditation. We just gotta refresh our mind, take everything out, and just think on the moment. uh, I know it's easy to say, but it's hard to do it.
Of course.
But
There should be a
it's
school for
personally
this.
that's
Not
what I
for
do.
yeah, not to learn geography or history, but a school for, getting into the
Yeah,
mindset.
yeah,
Okay, let's go quickly because I don't want this interview to last too much. So maybe people can watch it easier on YouTube, or I'm recording this and I'll try to share it in a different platform as well. So I would like to ask you about Challenged Athletes Foundation and other entities or people that support you.
yeah. Challenge Athletes Foundation's American foundation. Uh, my history with them began in 2006 because in 2015 I went to the first ISA World Championships, Adaptive Surf Championships, and it was like a historical championship because it was the first. And before that, the adaptive surf community was all spread around the world. Nobody knows each other. There was the Hawaiian Championship before, but was small, and I didn't heard about it before.
You mean
But
Axis Surf?
yeah, from Maxi Surf, they were doing their championship for a long time already, but I never heard about it, and I checked on the internet, couldn't find much things before. But in 2015, everybody met, so was very good for adaptive surf. Was like the beginning, and we and and then I met the Challenge Athletes Foundation people, and they helped me to get back on the next year. And what they do for me is it's very important because they don't support just the top athletes or someone that's already a pro on their sports. They support everybody that want to do a sport, even if you never did it before, or if you are a beginner, or if you are the best in the world. They will help. And
That's
the
awesome.
same, yeah, that's awesome. That's what we need as
Indeed,
an
yes.
athlete or just a person. We need that. And for me, it was very important because here in Brazil, it's very hard to get a sponsorship and financial help. It's very hard. And I
But at the
was,
same time, I can say that Brazil nowadays is expressing the best surf in the world.
yes, but it's not from from support or
Of course, from
money.
hunger.
It came from the people that have to fight hard for what they want.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, I mean
And
hunger. By hunger, I mean hunger for success,
yeah,
of course.
exactly. And most of the people don't have the chance to travel or pay competition fees and all this stuff. So they have to be very good on what they are doing to be able to be there on the competition, representing Brazil or represent just himself. But what the Challenge Athletes Foundation do, it's very important, and they are not the only ones.
No, of course.
There is
There are
High
few.
Five Foundations
Yes.
and Surf
Actually,
Team
yeah,
Foundation.
I'm collaborating with High Five Foundation, and I want to thank Roy Toscani for this. He's a great guy, and also his wife, Alana Nichols.
Alana,
Yes,
yeah,
she's into the organization in a different way, but of course, they are a great
yeah,
team. I had the chance to meet Alana, and it was very nice. We had a very beautiful session in Famara and Lanzarote here. So all these people around the world are networking a lot, and all these social media are making the community stronger. I see a lot of potential in everything, especially in crowdfunding campaigns like the one we are having, and it's giving me the chance, for example, to help you with some support, or or create events. I would like to, if you don't mind, I would like to not make an advertise, but to launch my new initiative, which is a new surf camp in Fuerteventura.
oh yeah, I saw it.
So I take the chance to finally talk about the dates and the collaborations we have. It will be from the 20th to the 26th of March of next year, hopefully, depending on the COVID situation. But I like to bet, I like to make a leap of faith about it. And
Yeah,
um, maybe, who knows? You're invited, of course, if CAF can help to get you here. It's a long trip
sure.
from Brazil, but why not? Why not? Let's keep
Yeah,
the
why
doors
not? It
open.
will be a big pleasure. I
Yeah,
heard
we
about
will.
the Fuerteventura wave. Looks very good wave.
Yes, we are. Lanzarote and Fuerteventura are very close. They are the eastern islands of Canary Islands, and we get very, very interesting waves. And especially in
Uh-huh.
Lanzarote, we have very challenging ones. And in these days, they are showing off a little. So this is the poster. I will publish it on the social networks and try to spread it. And we have many collaborations, and as well we will have some people, very important people in the adaptive sports, like Aitor Francesena, El Gallo. I think you met him maybe in the ISA Worlds. We
Yes, I
have
know them.
we have number 2 adaptive wave ski rider Guillaume Collin from the all water team in France. Marco Stabia as well, maybe you met him in the ISA Worlds. He's a pro rider from living in Fuerteventura. He knows the spots very well. And Kuri, I met Kuri last week here in Fuerteventura and Lanzarote. We had a week together looking for spots. He's also one of the Spanish champions. And Giuseppe Prosperi from Italy, as he's one of my best friends. I still remember we stayed together on the beach many years ago, just dreaming about this, like I have a dream, I have a project, and I don't know how. We are on the way. It's working. So it's very small steps, but I
Yeah,
started to understand how to focus, how to get in the zone with him. It was very, very important for me to have him in this trip. So
yeah. I want to
after
have the
this,
chance
yes,
to just to
yes,
say that what you're doing, it's very important for us, and not just for us, but for everybody. Uh, what you do, support, and what you're doing for the adaptive surf, not just for wave ski surfers, but the adaptive surfing in a whole. It's very important for us, and we love what you're doing.
thank you.
And I'm a personal big fan of what you're doing.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thanks. It's still a long way. It's just the first steps. Look, I just try to serve. I'm trying to serve. I'm trying to change the whole philosophy about the economy. Okay, it doesn't work like that. We don't do things for money. If it is a consequence, okay, that's fine. We can try to live out of it. But first of all, the mission comes first. It's the inspiration that moves me every day. Or I have to choose, abandon everything and go to work in a restaurant or, you know, a side job. So I want to give a sense to life, offer an example, and bring people in the project. It's not only mine. You are part of it. Paul is part of it. Everybody who joins in is welcome. It's a network. Every node singularly is nothing, but we are many nodes and we can make a kind of intelligence out of it. Anyway, I will stop this or I will become romantic. So now I will be back in 3 seconds because I need the charger for the computer. Okay, this is very not professional streaming. So maybe if you want to say something, people are listening.
Nice. Yeah. Our pedals, very good pedals. I know all you guys use our pedals, and I'm loving our pedals because they don't break easily. I've been using my pedal for like a year and a half now and doesn't have even a scratch. Before our pedals, I was breaking 2 pedals every month, but now I don't break pedals anymore.
Here we go, the art of improvisation.
Here we go.
Okay, got it. So, well, if you want, we can talk about your personal dreams and goals. Okay, what pushes you towards new experiments, towards new challenges? I mean, you're on top of the world. Okay, what pushes a person from the top of the world to something even more, something we don't see?
What really pushes me is to have fun and be on the water with my friends. This is for me is the main goal because this is what keeps me mental health.
Yes.
But as I conquer that, for me, my goals get bigger and bigger. So my goal now is to bring new people to the sport, and guys that have the same situation as me and wanna surf but they don't know how. I want to help them to achieve that because I already know the way. So this is one of my goals now, and the biggest goal now in the moment is to learn the wing foil. There's a new sport for everyone, not for just for adaptive athletes, but for everybody. And it's been a very good challenge for me. And I need this kind of challenges to keep myself going, because I like to invent new equipments and learn how to do it from the scratch. This is one of my main goals now. But helping people is very important, you know. For me, it's the way I can bring back to surf what surf gives me, you know. So
That's beautiful.
yeah, that's what I'm trying now.
I share your feelings perfectly. I think I have the same necessity. That's why I'm trying to join people all the time, especially the days you don't want to do things or you just feel down. And then the network around you or the people of the community around you gives you that plus in that day, in that specific day. It's very beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
One another goal that I didn't set was the adaptive surf competition, because this year was a very weird year with all the COVID situation and all the things that's happening on the adaptive surf now. It's been very confusing. because they are trying to do the transform the adaptive surf for para surfing. And
I don't know if I may, if I can say my opinion truly and completely. I'll try to be diplomatic, okay? What is the difference between stand-up paddling and wave ski surfing at this point? If ISA says these people have paddles and so they are not properly surfers, so what about stand-up paddling? I mean, I'm confused, okay, by their declarations or supposed declaration, or I don't know, informations I received at least, okay? So who's gonna take care of wave ski, especially in the adaptive, which is a very, very useful discipline because actually sitting, you can see waves coming, it can give you a different way of surfing, maybe even more spectacular, you know. I was very, very delusional when it was took off the competition. Only as a demo, welcome, but not in the competition. It's like a strange situation, and it's not only ISA. We as the WAVESKI World, the World WAVESKI Surfing Association, we are attached to ICF. So I was expecting maybe collaboration between the two, whatever. My dream is to see you and other adaptive wave ski riders at the Paralympics. Now, this way it looks like even longer than the expected or maybe impossible. But I don't want to think it is impossible, you know?
yeah,
So I'm doing whatever I can to make a brainstorming, a collective brainstorming about it, but it's complicated, I think.
yeah. For me, as just an athlete, it's hard to understand that because we are part of the adaptive surf community since the beginning, and we are adaptive surfers. Everybody, every athlete knows that, and the ISA knows that. But I think the problem is like politic problems. Uh, they have a lot of ISA have a lot of problems on the justice, you know, to manage all that. But what they are doing now, in my opinion, is not right. They are excluding a
Yes.
big part of adaptive surf community.
I mean,
And
we are fighting for inclusivity, and then we
yeah,
find ourselves excluded. It's crazy.
yeah, that doesn't make sense. It's inclusivity is the main part of adaptive surf. It's the main goal. Is the main thing. But what they are doing is the complete opposite. So
I will always keep the door open. I mean, I'm not representing any other association. I'm not into the WWSA. I'm just I speak as an individual. But I think
yeah,
what I'm saying is shared by some part of the community at least. And I think the door has to be open always. I mean, things can be changed in one reunion, in one meeting, and one day. Just
yeah,
about taking the decision. But of course, we will be here waiting for news. Let's see what happens. Anyway, the next most important event about wave ski, especially in the adaptive division, is the Worlds that will be occurring in Peru, hopefully this 2021, organized by Nathan Eads, who did a tremendous job organizing the Surf Kayak Worlds in the same spot, in the left wave of Chicama. And well, I hope to see you there if the event will be on.
sure, I will be there, and that's the good part of it because we are not just part of adaptive surf. We are part of the wave ski community. So we have two different communities, but the way that the wave ski community embraced us, it's amazing. You know, it's what keeps me going is that to see how the wave ski community look at us and see what we can do and put us together, and you know, it's very good to see that. And I think we are very lucky to have this wave ski community together. And including us in every contest and makes us feel a part of it.
Well, it's all about, it's also because maybe the community is very small. We are a small niche, I guess. And so we are able to speak to each other and so on. But my dream is to also see WAVESKI spreading more popular and bringing in kids and families, you know, make it like, it's not only about the competitiveness, which is very high level, I think, but also to make it like, I don't know, everything available for everyone. I mean, the people, you know, what everyone in the water, etc. So I'm ready for questions. We have online Jan, correct, and Paul and Selwyn. Paul and Selwyn are in the Netherlands. I don't remember ever meeting with Jan before, so maybe he can start. I will unmute him. Okay, correct.
Yeah.
And he can introduce himself. We are just 4 people, so it's easy to manage.
Yeah.
Hello, Jan.
If you want.
How are you?
Hello, I'm from France, and I'm working on the classification in WAVESKI because of Guillaume Collin.
Yes, of course, I know Guillaume.
He asked me to work on that at the beginning of the summer because we have last weekend the French Championship.
Yes.
It is an inclusive race with Guillaume and Laurent, 2 athletes, and so I am beginning to work on that, and I search a maximum of information on different people with different impairment to understand what the movement is, how to make the difference of the movement. Because at first I'm a paracanoe classifier from France and from the ICF.
Okay, so that's a good starting point.
Yeah.
Are you a physiotherapist, a doctor?
No, I am a health coach and I am a technical classifier.
Okay.
So I have beginning to work on the few video to the movement, and this weekend we have 2 physiotherapists with us from the French team, and we're beginning to make exercise of the medical point of view of the classification.
Cool. And so is it an open platform, or you're just setting all the tools together and then maybe offer the chance to interact with other riders around?
It's an open way. It's an experimentation. We work in the very strong link with the athlete. For example, this weekend we make a traditional classification, and after we have a meeting with the athletes and the guy of all water in the south of France, French, and
yes.
And we call about something to have only one 2 or 3 classification because of the different impairment, but only one placement, only one champion at the end. So I have something to make a mathematical calculation between the 2 or 3 class to find a final result in the same line. You understand?
Yes.
So we have open that. I am talking with a blind person since this weekend who wants to come to the WAVESKI too. So it's very, very open at this moment.
Okay, I remember in a conversation in a private Facebook group, I mean the messenger group, okay? I think you're in, you should be in it. If not, let's keep in contact and then I'll put you in. And there were over there a lot of adaptive WAVESKI riders, and I was invited to join this. And there was a proposal about making, instead of starting already with very definitive classifications, that would create only more races, more competitions, but for single ones, which would be useless. In the beginning, we should start to try to make competition with everybody in the water in the same moment, and make it gradually, with numbers growing, maybe more defined. But I think we are on a very good way, especially with professionals like you, and the involvement of the people as well, of the interested guys. So let's hope to see some results very soon, especially to apply during this world event.
Yeah.
You know, in my opinion, I used to compete in park canoe too.
Yes.
I went to the World Championship in 2013, and I had a lot of problems with the classification system because the classification was made in the own guy country. You know, the classification was made there, and then just reclassified in during the championship. So each one had a vision. Each one was a big problem, and there's a lot of different classifications because there's a lot of people too. And in park canoe, each small difference in each handicap problem, you know, you understand?
Yes, yes.
Each difference makes big difference on the finish, you know, on the time. But the wave ski, I think, is very different from it. First thing, like you said, there's not many people. So if you
At the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, if you put too many divisions, people will compete alone. And so, in my opinion, should be divided by now should be open because there's not many people and people want to go there and compete and have fun, be on the water with different guys. So if you compete alone, it's not competition. But in the future, with more guys coming in, different kinds of disabilities, like you said, a blind guy should be divided with paraplegics, divided amputees, because it's very different, makes all the difference, and or a blind division, because it makes very big difference.
And they need a different assistance in the water as well.
Yeah, well, it's very different. But I don't think should be divided with too many divisions.
No, of course. I think in the beginning it should be more about fun than about competition. And then, of course, it may happen that the results would not be fair, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
But as an athlete, I would leave it more like being there. It's a success to be able to do a world competition instead of just raising the cup or whatever. In the beginning, and we should see this progress as a curve, and then learn from it instead of seeing like a straight line or an algorithm or something. It has to be done this way. I understand that there are professionals behind it, but probably the results will not be scientific in the beginning. It's obvious.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I saw people discussing, discussing about like put everybody together and give the scores in relation of the people handicap. You know, like
like
the guys blind, proportional. I don't think that this works, because if you put like four guys in a heat and with different disabilities, and the guy that catch the best waves and do the best maneuvers. Lost for the guy that don't catch good waves, but he have a bigger disability.
Yeah,
Would
I
be more
understand.
fair for sure.
Mm.
But for people that is watching it, it's like bit confusing. I already.
Of course, that's why I'm saying it all depends on the will of the athletes to put the right mentality into this kind of competition, because it's
Yeah.
more like a demonstration than a real competition, especially with few people. So we would have to adapt to this, and then from there to build up and numbers. And the more people we bring in, the more associations we involve, the more we create the conscience that, hey, you can surf, okay? So the more people would believe this is possible, and then something will happen for sure.
Yeah, and saying as an athlete, I already had an experience like competing on the adaptive wave ski world with was like a bunch of guys on a wheelchair and one guy that can walk and have a minor disability. He wants, but for me it was better to lose than if I catch. I didn't catch the best waves or didn't do the best maneuvers and won it. Wouldn't be, in my view, wouldn't be fair. You know, wasn't. I don't know if I expressed myself right. You know.
Yes, yes and no. Of course, you win generally because you're very good at it.
I lost. I lost. The guy that
That
wins
time.
has a minor disability. Was like he could walk, he could dance.
Yes, but of course, what I'm saying is like it also depends on the spirit of the competition. I said,
Sure.
if
I
somebody
prefer
goes
to.
there just for the money or has a sponsor which would confirm his support only if he wins, you know, this kind of pressure that that a lot of time happens in the sports when the sport is industry. So this can negatively influence the spirit of the competition. But we are lucky because we have a small community at the moment. So we still look ourselves in the face and say, hey, you fucked up, or no, this is not fair. And I can say it, and I know that everybody would get the message. Or I could say, okay, this is fantastic, this is awesome. I don't care about the rules. We agree on this other solution because I think it's more fair, or you know, I prefer it for more human reasons than for calculus or statistics. But there is still a lot to do, and actually there is still a first step to do. Nothing has been done yet.
We're just on the beginning.
Yes, it's just the beginning. You are a pioneer in this sense.
Yeah.
So let's give the chance to put his questions, maybe also to Selwyn or Paul or Jason Gunn. I have here in the chat. Hello, Jason.
Hi, good to see you. I've got a question. I've just started out in wave skiing. I watch a lot of Paul's videos on YouTube regarding how to wave ski, and I really appreciate those. Thank you, Paul, for putting those videos out. I've been kayaking, surf on top kayaks for probably about 3 years, and found a wave ski this year, and I've got onto it and really.
Sorry, Jason, where are you located?
I'm located in Cornwall in the UK.
A paradise for surfers.
Yeah, it's lots of surfers there, not so many wave skiers, and so I'm having to learn. I heard Fellipe say at the beginning of his interview, learning to wave ski and learning to do these things on your own. That's pretty much how I feel down here in Cornwall. There are not a lot of people around doing the same sort of thing, but I just wondered really. Outside of the actual being in the water, what sort of exercises, what sort of that sort of thing would you recommend to someone that's just starting out and wanting to get fit and get into shape really for wave skiing? Is there any particular exercises that you would recommend, that sort of thing, please?
There is a particular thing I recommend is keep your shoulders strong. If you want to surf on a wave ski for a long time,
Yeah.
you need your shoulders very strong, because it's very hard on the shoulders to have a wipeout holding your pedal, and for me this is the most important. But it's very important if you keep your core very strong. A lot of core exercise, because it will help you a lot to do the maneuvers and all this stuff. And a lot of apnea too. Train apnea, because the wave ski wipeouts hold you longer. The white water will hold you and take you further down.
Sure.
So it's very important to have this apnea training.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Fellipe.
Thanks, Jason, for your question.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, now I guess we can listen to Paul. Hey, Paul, are you online? I can see you, but I can't hear you.
Yes, I had to unmute. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Paul.
Nice to see you all. Well, I didn't prepare any questions, but while I was listening to the interview, I was writing down a whole page of questions. But some of
you were called in. You were called in by Jason, so I thought maybe it would be nice to listen to your version.
Yeah. Well, it was a good question about the training and exercise, because I also wrote down the same question. I can tell you I'm having contact with Kai Duncan, one of Rhys Duncan's sons, and yeah. I asked him. He's a physiotherapist.
He's putting out some great videos. Great videos.
Yeah, you check him on Facebook, Kai Duncan. And I asked him if he could make some videos to put on the Start WAVESKI channel, and he's willing to, but he's very busy. So let's see if it happens. But you can look him up and see some good exercise for the shoulders, for example, but also for the core. So check it out. I think his Facebook page is called Be Fit Surfing, something like that.
Anyway,
just check out Kai Duncan.
Anyway, me and you are continuously posting his videos in the WAVESKI World Facebook group. So I invite everybody to join in.
For sure. You guys just had a whole conversation about the difference in categories for competition. I was also thinking about this, Kizu, that, there is difference about the competition. There's an adaptive group and there's the regular group, but you already answered a few questions about it, but I still was wondering, like, you said something about it should be in open now. Is that your opinion, that the adaptive can also be in the open? Because on the other hand, I also heard you talk about, well, adaptive surfing comes in many different categories and levels. Adaptive is a very wide range of surfers, I think. There's a lot of people belonging in that group, so I guess it's not for everyone the same. But if I see you surfing, in my opinion, I think you can compete with all the guys in the open group. How do you feel about this yourself?
Sure, it's very important. That's very important. We have to be able to compete against the able-bodied guys. I've been doing that since 2010. And that gives me a lot of surfing knowledge and competition knowledge. Okay. I have a lot of hard times competing against able-bodied guys, but at the same time, the benefits of it was huge. Okay. So in my opinion, should be open for everybody. And then the adaptive division that is not open for able-bodied guys for sure, but inside it should be open, for any kind of disabilities, because nowadays the adaptive surf, it's divided like different divisions, but like I'll tell you some of the divisions, like the knee boarding. The knee boarding guys, they gotta be amputee guys, because paraplegic guys have very hard times doing kneeboard. So amputee guys and below the knee. So they have the surf style and the disability that fits in.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Another division, the stand one. The guy gotta be a minor disability, because like a paraplegic guy can't stand. An amputee guy can stand, but it's gonna be hard to compete with a prosthesis against the guy that doesn't have the hand. You understand?
Yeah. Well, actually, it's very complicated because I was so. This is what I am learning now, and never really realized that there's so much differences and so much levels and so much categories inside the adaptive category that I really wasn't aware of. Can I ask you another question? What was the most difficult trick to learn for you?
The most what? Sorry?
Difficult trick to learn. The maneuver that was very difficult for you.
That's a hard question, but I think it's the barrel.
Okay.
I was before, when I surfed with a short board, I was good in catching barrels. It was a little bit natural for me, but seated with a paddle on my hands was very hard, because every picture or footage I saw from a guy barreling on a WAVESKI, he was doing different positions, like a paddle on the inside or a paddle on the outside, you know.
Yeah.
This for me was hard. I have to learn with doing it.
Experience, you know? Just
with
trial and error.
Yeah, because sometimes you focus on the paddle, so the paddle don't got stuck it on the wave face and rolls you. So, and then you forget about the board. So you have to think on both things and fits yourself with the paddle and the big board inside the tight barrel. It's very hard. What I learned is that it's easier to catch a bigger barrel on a WAVESKI than a small barrel. Small barrels are the hardest on the WAVESKI, you know.
And what I get from this is that the way you learn things is you watch videos and you analyze them, and then you go and try out and experiment. Is this your learning process?
Yeah, I do that a lot. I try to watch it, and then I mentalize it. I imagine myself doing it, and then I get in the water and I try. And I try until I get it. But on the barrel was particularly hard, because every footage I saw, people were doing it differently, you know. Nowadays, the technique that I use to barrel, I start with the paddle outside, and if it's a open barrel, I just keep my paddle outside and drive the board, you know. But if the paddle shrinks and try to, you know, collapse, I put the paddle inside. I start it outside, and then when it starts to collapse, I put it inside, hold it on the wave face with the pedal inside, and then I try to get out, put it outside again. So it puts the body outside.
I am trying to visualize this at this moment, and then is it like when you're in that wave and in that barrel? Is it that like you put your pedal blades with the edge in the face wave to steer and to keep you in the barrel and as high as possible? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I begin when I get into the barrel, I try always to be with my pedal outside, you know, not on the face of the wave. But when the waves start to collapse and get smaller, I put the pedal inside so I can hold it on the wave face. It holds me better inside. But what I realized that to get out of the barrel, it's hard when the pedal is inside. So sometimes I just change it to the outside, and automatically it pushes me out of the barrel. Understand?
Yeah.
I try to do that movement. Sometimes it doesn't work because it's not much space for all that pedal movements.
Mhm.
But what I think the best way is the pedal outside.
Yeah.
Always outside. But if it's smaller and not much space, put it inside to hold. Understand?
Yeah. Unfortunately, here in the Netherlands, I don't have many barrels to try these out. But who knows in the future?
You can make an artificial waves in the bathtub.
Oh, you see those videos on YouTube that they with a big sheet they're waving like this. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Thanks, thanks, Kizu.
Now,
no worries.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
This is what I think. I'm just learning too. I'm on the learning process. Back home here, we don't have perfect barrels too. The barrels here are very inconsistent, so it changes a lot. But the trips that I did to Mentawais and Indonesia was like a barrel school. You know, I learned a lot there. All this pedal position and
Amazing. So let's listen to Selvin. Hello, Selvin.
Hello, all.
How are you, mate?
Hello, Sylvain.
Good. I'm living in the Netherlands, like Paul, and the WAVESKI scene in the Netherlands is not so big. But maybe we try to make it bigger. And I have a question with Fellipe, because I have a dream to get a bigger WAVESKI scene, but I want to focus on adaptive people and children, because I serve in Scheveningen in the Netherlands, and I see a lot of classes, little children who learn to surf, because surfing waves is very hot in the Netherlands. It's very cool. Most people think it's very cool, but I see I don't see children, adaptive children surfing, because they can stand on a surfboard. So I'm thinking about to start a foundation. I hope Paul can join me to promote the sports in the adaptive world, especially for children and adults too. But I want to focus first on children, because I have 5 children, and I like the children have fun. And my question on Fellipe, he isn't there anymore.
Yeah, I can see his video.
Oh no, I'm here. Sorry, because I'm not listening, and I'm putting him on my ears to listen better.
Okay. Fellipe, to get children on a WAVESKI, it's for me a question. How can you stimulate children, because it can be frightened to sit on a WAVESKI and get on the water with a WAVESKI. So do you have recommendations to stimulate children to surf on a WAVESKI? Do you start with a WAVESKI of Kahlua Softy or of a duo WAVESKI? What's the best thing to start?
Sure. That I think this is the biggest difficulty for WAVESKI. Is the beginning is very hard. For everybody, not just for children or for handicapped people, but for everybody, it's very hard. So this is a problem that I'm having here with a few people that I try to teach how to wave ski. But one thing that I learned with it is that you gotta start slowly, very slow. Like go to calm waters, not on the sea, but a lake or a pool that the kid can feel the equipment and learn the balance of it and learn what they can do or they can't do. And then you go to smaller waves. Then you go, you know, because on the normal surfing, you put the board on the with the kid and take them already on the waves, smaller waves, but you can take it to the waves. But on the wave ski, I think you gotta start on the calm waters. Don't start on the waves because it can be very frightening, as you said. And and then you take to the smaller waves when the kid is feeling better on the board, you know.
Mhm.
And I think
And
it's gonna be always. It's not gonna be easy as a normal surfing to find people that is willing to wave ski because it's not that famous. It's not that easy. It's very different. So I think it will always be smaller, but it's getting bigger, and I think we have the chance to make it bigger. But it's very important to do it slow, as I said, to don't fright people. On the
yeah,
beginning here, I the first people that I tried to teach here, I had this problem because I tried to teach them the way I learned. I was just going straight for the waves and having hard times, getting beaten. But I learned that with most of the people don't learn that way. They got scared and don't want to do that again.
mm,
So start slowly.
yes, yes,
That's the only thing I can say.
Great
yes,
advice. Great advice.
and yeah, and equipment for adaptive people. I'm wondering, is a seat, a special seat needed? I think because
Uh,
uh,
on the kind of disability they have,
mhm,
it's gonna be different for each case. But the seat, it's very important. If the person have a higher disability, you gotta give them a backrest and a bigger board. Bigger board is essential for every beginner, I think, because the
okay,
smaller board is always hard to balance.
yeah,
So if you
yeah,
take that balance problem out, you
mhm,
just have and the knee straps for me is the most important thing. The knee straps. I saw people using knee straps and don't using the foot straps and breaking their legs. You
okay,
know, but you need to have the foot straps, the knee straps, and the rib strap. Yeah the rib straps. Is it?
The belt, you mean?
the bell.
Yeah, the belt
Mm,
on the on the on the rib hip,
On the hips,
the
yes.
belt on the sorry on the knees, and the foot strap too.
Anyway, I
We need
think I
the
think
both
also
things.
I think also equipment need to evolve in order to guarantee a quick release or at least something easy to open, not only from the rider himself, but also from any, for example, any kind of rescue situation from a third person.
Sure,
There
sure.
should be a new system to find out and make the sport safer.
Yeah, the quick release is the most important. Like I use airplane belt,
Hmm.
so it's very fast to quick release. And I think the first thing that's why it's very important to begin on a lake, because the first thing you gotta show them how to get out of the belt without without getting stuck, you know.
Yes.
So even on the land, inland, you teach them how to take out the straps. Is the first thing.
Yes, but also maybe knee belts or knee brackets can be helpful in the beginning in order to have a freedom of maneuverability, or at least just to capsize without any fear. But the position of the legs would be tricky for. It's complicated to find the perfect one.
Depends on the person.
Yes.
Some person will prefer to have the legs a little bit bended, you know, like that.
Yes.
I prefer that way because I feel good that way. And
especially for the roll. You roll effectively because you can lean your body forward, and so your leg position is quite good.
And I can transfer more weight to the nose of the board when my legs is stretched. Then if my legs is like this, I can't put much weight on the nose. So the board will be always like that, you know.
Yes, but this can be also an interesting tip for able-bodied, maybe to try with straight legs.
Yeah,
and a lot of yoga to stretch.
I saw a few guys on the like old school guys. A few guys used to surf like that. I don't see it much today, but on the old footages, I can see guys with stretched leg. But the knee strap is very important for adaptive surfer. I think it's the most important piece of equipment.
This is something we will look at more. I
have one question.
Yes.
Oh, I still have one question for Fellipe. I saw from Kalua Softy and the double-seated WAVESKI. Is that a good start for stimulate children to surf?
Sure, it is. Sure, because you can put the person in a position that he will take a lot long to do without the double board. You can put them on the wave, and he can feel the sensation of catching a wave, and will give more drive for him to try it alone. You know, I had the chance to surf in a double board with the Infinity guy, the shaper from Infinity.
Yes,
and it was really fun, and you can really feel the sensation. So for sure it's good, for sure.
Okay, because I think to have fun with surfing is the best motivation to start WAVESKI surfing. I think so. You have to you must the kids have to have fun when surfing. I think that's the start for everything.
Yes, for sure. For sure, it's a very good start.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your answers.
Thank you very much, everyone. I have to close this this Zoom meeting because it's already 1 hour and a half, and it's quite long, and probably my kids are coming, so they will make a mess. So thank you so much for being here. I recommend everyone to join the WAVESKI World Facebook group. WAVESKI World is very easy, or also Adaptive Surfing Europe Facebook group, which I administrate, but of course you are all invited to put more content, or I will result the only one posting there. Thank you so much. And hopefully we will have few interviews coming in the next weeks or months. I cannot guarantee a regular event, but it was very nice to have you here. Thank you very much, Fellipe, for your time and for your knowledge and wise advice.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here talking about the thing that I love to do.
And all you guys, if you guys have any kind of question or whatever, contact me on Instagram, Facebook, and I'm more than happy to help.
Thank you so much.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
See you
guys.
soon, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you.